Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep inside one of the most incredible and honestly underappreciated systems in the human body, its very own filtration plant. This thing is running for you 24/7, and it's way more important than you probably think.
I mean, it seems pretty simple, right? It feels like a routine part of life. You drink some water and, well, eventually, you gotta get rid of it. But what if I told you it's a whole lot more complex and critical than that?
That's right. Every single moment, your body is carrying out this super sophisticated cleaning process that is absolutely 100% essential for your survival. If it stopped, toxic gunk would build up, and you wouldn't last very long at all. So, the big question is, how does it all work?
Okay, so to really appreciate the solution, you've got to understand the problem first. Just the act of living, eating, moving, thinking, it all creates waste. And some of this waste is actually pretty hazardous stuff.
The main bad guys here are called nitrogenous wastes. You can think of them as the toxic exhaust fumes from your body's engine. The three big ones are ammonia, urea, and uric acid. And your body's #1 priority is to get them out.
Now this is where things get really interesting because you can see a cool evolutionary story right here on this chart. Ammonia, super toxic. It needs a ton of water to flush it out safely, which is totally fine if you're a fish just swimming around in it. But for us land animals, water is precious. So we actually spend energy to convert that nasty ammonia into something less toxic, urea. That way, we can get rid of it without losing so much water. And then you have birds and reptiles who take it even one step further, making uric acid, which requires barely any water at all. So as mammals, our bodies are designed around solving this urea problem. And the solution we came up with, well, it's just an incredibly elegant piece of biological engineering. So here it is, the whole setup. You've got these two bean-shaped kidneys doing all the heavy lifting. The tubes coming out of them, those are the ureters. They carry all the waste down to the urinary bladder, which is basically a storage tank. And then finally, out it goes through the urethra. It looks simple enough from the outside, but the real magic is happening deep inside those kidneys. Let's zoom in a bit. A kidney has two main zones. You've got this outer layer called the cortex, and then the inner part, the medulla. And this layout isn't random. This geography is absolutely crucial for how the whole system works, as you're about to see. And if we could zoom in even further, way down to the microscopic level, we'd find the true hero of the story, the nephron. This long, twisty, intricate little tubule is where the real filtration happens. And get this, your body isn't just working with a few of these. Each one of your kidneys is packed with about 1 million of these tiny filtering machines. It's just a staggering number. And they're all working together, side by side, to keep your blood clean.
So how does one of these tiny nephrons actually do its job? Turns out it's a beautifully efficient 3-step process.
It all boils down to these 3 things. First, there's filtration, where your blood gets pushed through a sort of microscopic sieve. Then comes reabsorption, where your body smartly pulls back all the good stuff it accidentally filtered out. And finally, secretion, where it does a last-minute check and actively tosses out any remaining trash. Now, to really grasp this, you've got to see the numbers.
So that first step, filtration, your kidneys are absolute powerhouses. Every single day, they manage to filter about 180 liters of fluid out of your blood. That is enough liquid to fill a pretty big bathtub. But wait a minute.
We definitely don't pee out a bathtub's worth of fluid every day. We only produce about 1.5 liters. So what in the world happens to the other 178.5 liters? This huge difference is the real secret to how unbelievably efficient this whole system is.
And there's our answer. The most crucial part of this whole process is reabsorption. The kidney's genius strategy is to first just dump almost everything out of the blood. Water, salt, sugar, you name it. And then it meticulously pulls back more than 99% of everything the body needs, leaving only the concentrated waste behind.
And this isn't all happening in one spot. As the fluid travels along this long nephron tube, different sections specialize in grabbing different things. All the valuable stuff like nutrients, water, and essential ions get pulled back into the blood, while other things, like maybe some excess potassium, get actively pushed into the tube to be kicked out. Now, one of the absolute cleverest tricks the kidney uses is something called the counter-current mechanism. It's a bit complicated, but the basic idea is by having fluid flow in opposite directions in tubes that are right next to each other, the kidney creates this super salty environment deep inside. Think of that saltiness like a powerful sponge. It's what lets your body pull out that last bit of water to make the urine concentrated, saving every last drop it can. It's brilliant. But here's the thing. This whole system isn't just on autopilot. Nope, it is constantly being monitored and adjusted by this really sophisticated network of hormones to make sure it's meeting your body's exact needs from moment to moment.
So, for example, let's say you get a little dehydrated, or for some other reason your blood pressure drops. A special little cluster of cells right in the kidney, called the JGA for short, acts like a tiny built-in pressure sensor and immediately detects the change.
Once it senses that drop, the JGA releases an enzyme called renin. This kicks off a chain reaction that activates a really powerful hormone called angiotensin. The first thing angiotensin does is clamp down on blood vessels all over your body, which gives an instant boost to your blood pressure, bringing it back up.
But angiotensin has another trick up its sleeve. It also sends a signal to your adrenal glands, telling them to release a second hormone, called aldosterone. Aldosterone's job is to tell the kidneys, hey, hold on to more salt. And you know the rule. Wherever salt goes, water follows. This increases the amount of fluid in your blood, which also helps raise your blood pressure. It's this beautiful, self-correcting feedback loop.
This whole system is so vital to our survival that when it starts to fail, the consequences are incredibly serious. And that really just highlights how important its quiet daily work truly is. You see, when the kidneys can't filter properly anymore, that urea we talked about starts to build up in the blood. It's a toxic condition called uremia. For people with kidney failure, it means they need some serious help, either hemodialysis, where a machine has to act as an artificial kidney to clean their blood, or the ultimate fix, a kidney transplant. So let's just end with this thought. This amazing, intricate system filters all the blood in your body, your entire blood supply, over 300 times every single day. It works tirelessly to protect you from your own body's waste products. And that just leaves us with one question, right? Knowing just how hard they work for us, what can we do to make their job just a little bit easier?